I love that when you combine a psychologist and a financial guru together, that's when the bombs start dropping. And it really has hit home for me how much of those financial choices are not made from a financial perspective, but rather how they make us feel or how they make us look. This begs the question, though, how we learn our financial literacy. Where does that come from? Because money really has no wrong or right answers. There is no clear right way to make it, save it, or spend it. Everyone's journey is kind of different. But there are some algorithms and there are some choices driven by our personal behaviors and preferences, as we just heard. And those are learned and shaped by the people around us, whether that's our contemporaries or the people that kind of drive us up there like our parents. So today, for our Money Matters chat, we are taking a closer look at who our financial role models are and how they have influenced our relationship with money for better or for worse. Because money's like a marriage, yo. That was a great chat. Cannot wait to reconnect with you. It was absolutely beautiful. So maybe I'm going to put this to you guys, because we've all had a different path, and a lot of it speaks to the generations that have come before us and how we've learned our financial literacy. So financial role models, and this is a good and a bad, because we often get the best and the worst from the same person. Maybe, Raul, I can start with you.
Yeah.
Have you had financial role models, and what have been some of those major learnings?
Yeah, you know what's weird is, like, my mom has been my biggest financial role model, because when she was bringing me up, she didn't have a job.
Yeah.
So she literally teach me how to manage no money.
Suspects.
Like, literally, like, we didn't have a lot of cash coming in, but she would somehow find and make a way to still give me what I want, keep me happy, and my mind blown as to how she did that, because she didn't have a lot of cash, but she would save, she would spend things on what means the most, and she would show me where value is when it comes to spending money, and I didn't get an opportunity to ever waste money, because that wasn't even an option, you know what I mean?
It wasn't a luxury.
So that was really where I got my sort of inspiration from,
Financial resilience. I think our moms probably share a similar vibe. You've been nodding your head like a champ there.
No, it's because I think it's my dad would be my financial role model, given the fact that there were both good and bad.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of financial pressure growing up, and my dad tried to hide me from that, but I wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
So I could understand what was going on. So every time you ask something or a new top for Civies Day or something to that effect, the response is always, we don't have money, and then he'd pile on the reasons as to why we don't.
Yeah.
And I think what that's done is it's echoed a bit of trauma into the life in terms of the way I handle cash. Because then it's about stockpile and not being without, and maybe not in the most healthy way possible. So in this phase of my life, I'm learning to enjoy gathering money and using it on the right things, but at the same time trying to address the trauma that some of that upbringing has brought to me, and saying that my dad didn't understand how to create a bit of environment, a safe environment for me to understand money, and I bless him for that. But it's taught me a lot as well in terms of dealing with my own situation at the moment. Yeah,
and I mean, it might have affected your path if you could have gone a completely different route.
Exactly.
And you might not have the psychology that we get to dip into now. You might have been an uber billionaire, and I've no doubt that you're going to get there, my friend.
Thank you.
I have no doubt with this balance, but that's the bottom line, that all of us have been informed by someone. What has been the most positive lesson learned? Who has been the most positive financial role model you've had through your journey, do you think, in terms of where you want to go?
Whoa, man. I know, again, it sounds crazy, but I'll probably draw back to my family and my parents. My dad was also someone that literally worked every single day, all his life, whatever he could. And again, not having a lot of money, it's crazy to see what he was able to produce with just consistency. Not a lot of cash, but the fact that he sacrificed everything for us. The man never, ever... I actually can't recall a day where he actually went out and did something for himself, because he was clearly just serving the family. So that consistency for me over such a long period of time is the result of where I am today, where our entire family is today, a lot of his family that he supported as well. So it's that consistency, like just grind away, chip away, and whoa, it adds up at the end of the day eventually. That was inspiration.
Resilience, man. You've got to have that resilience. Someone who has laid down the wrong kind of framework. And I know you've spoken about the emotional components, and trauma is very much interwoven into a lot of our financial journey, certainly from our parents' generation, I think. Who hasn't done it? Has there been a moment or someone that you've seen or looked at within your past who've been like, that is a major lesson that I need to unlearn?
Growing up, I know that I had neighbors, and these neighbors, they tend to go to the casino quite often. And what I learned from that is that there was these moments in the household that caused a bit of the ebb and flow. Like, there would be moments where it was a good weekend,
Yeah.
And I could tell that my neighbors and my friends over there, they were feeling very good and positive because it was a big weekend. But then there were times where I know that their washing machine was up for sale.
Yeah.
And I think when I looked at the ebb and flow, I realized, hey, there's a bit of, also some sort of pathology in the way you understand finances. And that actually opened my world up to, like, it's not just about gathering money and going to grab money. It's also about being okay when you have it.
Yeah, that smash and grab. And I think it speaks to that generational trap that we're trying to move beyond. You can be your own financial role model.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you? Because now you have the opportunity to empower yourself in this phase of your life.
I think definitely taking some of the lessons that I've learned, but also finding balance within that. So for me to be my own financial role model, I think it would be to have financial security, but at the same time, some form of financial freedom, which allows me to enjoy, to unlock, to experience. And it doesn't mean having massive amounts of money and a fancy, flashy car. It just means stimulating the things that make me happy and being able to possibly share that with others. That to me would be goals.
There is so much trauma and emotion attached to money. I think for the three of us, there seems to be a bit of a pressure point in that sense. What will it take to make you proud of your relationship with money? Because I don't like money. I've realized I kind of see it as a dirty thing because it was like, nah, it's, how would you change like that?
Pride. I mean, just because I have a kid, it'll be nice for that kid to have a certain idea of saving. And it's actually happening right now. The awareness of what money means, and that it's actually about the valuation of money, what it represents. The caution in the way you save, but also the fact that you know that the value is the purpose in what that money brings. So if your kid can say, I'm saving for education, I feel like that's such a healthy way of looking at it, because you know that there's purpose to money, but also the overstimulation around the value of money, like happened to me when I was growing up. I think the success for me is knowing that I've imparted the right type of value in money.
Yeah, so he has a healthy relationship with money, doesn't live the rest of his life hating it because of what it can do. It is a very complex relationship, psychology that we needed this morning. Now, thanks for being so open, guys, because this is a very vulnerable place to be. Money has that kind of effect on us. We want you to foster a relationship with your money that you can be proud of, so that your kids can learn that literacy, so that you can become a role model to those around you, even your contemporaries. And one way to build a great relationship is to have the right bank in your corner and the right bank account for what you need. And the NEDBANK My Goals account has been structured exactly like that, to help you save, but also enjoy what you have earned guilt-free, with some incredible discounts, some great rewards that they have on offer in areas that you really can indulge and enjoy without feeling guilty. And if you want to view all of those benefits and those empowerment tools, go to nedbank.co.za.
Mabel, check this. With a My Goals premium account, you get 12 free airport lounge visits.
12?
Yeah.
Good, when are you busy planning your next getaway during office hours? Man.